Hey there everybody, Popontop here. Welcome back to some more Destiny the Taken King. Today we got a review for the sword. I got a sword as my hunter. I finally connected enough hadium flakes or whatever they're called. And I picked the void sword. Yeah, obviously could pick one for each element or whatever. I picked the void sword because I'm a void hunter. That's, you know, the new subclass, the Night Stalker. So I figured it would go hand in hand together. We have the void edge here today. I believe all the swords are similar. They don't start at 283 attack. I kind of like have been buffing it with infusion to get to that. So it is really good. You know, you get increased armor while wielding the sword. That's just a natural ability, so that means you can kind of take more shit when you're running around with the sword. Increase sword ammo capacity. And then we can guard with the sword, which is kind of useful. I haven't really found too much use for it, but you can do that, right? And then increase support capacity, sword capacity. I don't have any sword ammo right now. You can see I have 0 ammo. I mean, I could sit here, swing this thing. Look, I got no sword, and I'm swinging it. It looks kind of lame, right? It's like, oh, I don't have any ammo. So I'm going to obviously use a heavy ammo synthesis here. Kind of show off exactly how much ammo you get at full. Right, I have 56 ammo, which is quite a bit. That's quite a bit of ammo because it only expends 1 per swing. We're obviously here on the Cosmodrome today because I actually just happen to have a bounty here, but that's just like the place where I like to do my reviews or whatever. But you can see here, the sword works like the swords from the Dark Below expansion that you would get off of the Hive, the big bad people of Crota or whatever. The Swords of Crota. The Swords of Crota would have Swords of Crota, and then you'd go around with the swords. And you kind of destroy things. I got an interesting combination here where sword gives me more super, or heavy weapon kills give me more super energy, so therefore I can get my super really, really quick this way. And as you can kind of see here, like basic enemies or whatever just get melted. There's no problem. This sword thing is fucking fantastic. It's like, I mean, it may not be rocket launcher good, but you can kill 56 things without having to ever reload and just like without ever having to aim. You just kind of just like walk up to something and you're like, oh, let me stab you. No. Bam, you're dead. See, like that's super cool and super easy. It's badass, right? That's a really good heavy weapon. It kind of does the whole heavy weapon thing. We're gonna take these guys out over here with a special way. I'm gonna shoot my bow right there or so, get everybody tangled up in it, and slash one dude, and they all die, and they explode when they die. See how badass that combination is? That's so fucking sweet. This guy kind of made it out, but whatever. Slice you right up in half. And that generated orb of light because I also have a special exotic helmet that does that. I'll save more of that for the special exotic review. And obviously I talked about what I'll do there about my super and kind of my Night Stalker class review overview thing video that's coming up in the future. But back to the sword, the Void Edge obviously does void damage, but it doesn't seem to too negatively be impacted against just regular fallen or whatever. The only problem that you run into swords with, and I'm obviously not showing it off in this video very well, because I'm obviously facing some fairly easy enemies, is that up against harder enemies, like, not even majors, because we're going to move down here, because there's always hive majors and ultras down here, in case you didn't know. This is kind of where I run to do my hive majors and ultras. I guess Homeboy's coming with me. Homeboy, you excited? You're going to pop on top video right now. He's level 9. He ain't even got nothing to kill these guys. Anyway, we'll kill these hive majors and ultras because they're a little bit more challenging. And I say a little, they're like very little. Most of these things are getting one shot anyway, right? Kind of running a little bit low on my sword ammo, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's still beast and still being badass. Obviously, you go in third person, right? And that's a big deal. Obviously, it'd be a lot. I think it'd be actually cooler if it was first person, but I understand why third person makes more sense because you can kind of get an idea better of where you're positioned at or whatever. I just got a bounty done there. So there we go. I'm getting multitasking super skills with my reviews. Anyway, one thing you run into the sword though, the biggest problem is taking down ultras, bosses, right? You get to like the Dark Blade at the end of the Hive Strike on the Dreadnought, and he will destroy you. He has a bigger, badder sword, and he will fucking wreck you, or an axe, or whatever the hell he has. But he will wreck your shit. Like, you cannot just stand there and stab him. The big-ass shank at Saber 2, at the end of the Fallen Saber Strike, will wreck your shit if you get close to him with a sword. So, the swords are kind of the, like, rockets or machine gun, you can shoot at those guys. Like, the bigger guys that save that up, that's fine. Save all your ammo up for that. It'll work just fine. It'll work good. I'm actually out of ammo now. Look at this. Shank, get back here. Eat my sword that's not in there. Eat it. You can actually still hit things. That's the craziest shit about all that. Like, I have no sword ammo, but look, I can smack you with it. UNSC Spartan. You're a big Halo fan, I see. Nice to see you. Hopefully you watch this video. You can't hear me right now, but hopefully you do watch this video. Anyway, I'm not switching to that. You don't know what that is. I'm just going to keep my sword out. But yeah. I am probably going to have to call out a video here soon, but my main opinion about the sword is that it's really, really good for taking down a bunch of minions. As you said there, this guy is like so excited to be in my fucking video. I understand. Popontop is awesome, okay? Let me talk to my peoples now. Stop punching me. Let me talk to my peoples. This guy's like trolling the hell out of my video. Anyway, the main point about the sword is it's really, really good for taking down anybody who's not a boss. Like, it'll melt most things in 1 or 2 hits. maximum like 4. Right? And as you can see there, it works really well with the bow too, and I'll get more into that with the Night Stalker overview. But it is really, really, really good for taking those groups down. It's probably better than a rocket launcher or a machine gun for taking down smaller groups, but it is probably the worst heavy weapon for taking down ultras. Unless you have them disabled. Like, if I hit them with a bow and I have them trapped and they're disabled, I can smack the shit out of them with the sword. But in most character scenario, it's not going to work out very well. Obviously, I don't know if I'm going to do sword reviews with the other 2 swords, the Solar Sword and the Arc Sword, because they're pretty much similar exactly to this sword, so it's not going to make that much difference. But I want to get the point across that you use this sword, you wipe the fuck out of any mob that comes out. Bosses, you shoot with your goddamn guns. Your supers, your grenades, your melees. Probably not your melees either, because most bosses have one-hit melee attacks. It's just not something you would do. But is it effective? It's very effective. It's a straight-up A ranking. Swords get an A ranking for me automatically. If you're using a sword, I haven't used an exotic sword yet, but I believe the legendary swords are all the same, like pedestal of goodness, right? They all kind of do the same thing. I'm getting shot here by a ship. So fucking annoying. Everybody's trying to interrupt my video. I'm trying to say things. Swords an A, okay? Swords an A. This is obviously my patch A shotgun, which also gave it A. So I'm using a lot of A weapons right now. I am trying to finish upgrading my hand cannon here. The secret hand cannon that you guys can't know about unless you already know what it is. It's like this one right here. See? Anyway, if you know what that is, don't spoil it for anybody. But I'm going to do a review of that when I get it finished. I am working on that. Sword is finished, though. It's an A. Swords are all A. They're all really good at what they do. I mean, obviously, look, I can have no sword ammo and I can go around smacking shit. Smack you in the face. I'll smack you with my hilt, you bitch. It's like a pistol whip. It's a hilt whip. Motherfucker, I'll whip you with my hilt of my sword and you will die. Kill the shank, right? But obviously the shank's really low level. Anyway, sword is A. Make sure that you use it in situations where you want to kill a lot of minions or like, you know, not majors and ultras, and, you know, save your guns for your majors and ultras, because obviously you don't want to go close to them. This thing does do fairly well. This is so stupid that I could kill these things without any ammo. That's maybe one of the benefits of the sword. I don't know. It's A. It's cool. It's new and interesting. I always like picking up the Swords of Crota back in the Dark Below expansion, and I was really sad when House of Wolves came out because all that kind of disappeared. Now we have a chance to get swords back. It's something that I definitely use all the time, unless I know that I'm in a situation where I'm fighting a boss like that. I like strike when I play strikes. I might not equip this. I'll equip the rocket launcher or something at the end so I can shoot the boss, because there's hardly ever a situation where you can use a sword against the final boss of most strikes, and I like to play strikes a lot. That's kind of my style. You guys let me know what you think of the sword down below in the comment section down below. If you haven't enjoyed the video, found it informative, or just like got a lol out of it, make sure to leave a like rating down below. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe so you can check out the rest of the videos from me. I make lots of videos all the time. Destiny is kind of the game for me right now, so there'll be lots of Destiny videos coming up, plus other things. Other than that, you guys have a good rest of your day or whatever time it may be, and I will see you in the next episode. Smack!